If you're rewatching this video as like rewatching it, hit that like and subscribe button. And my name is Graham. I run this channel here, and we have this new guest on here. You can do an introduction. You can say your Discord name, or you can say your name, whatever you like.
Don't really have a Discord, but my name's Andrew. I'll leave the last name out just for now. Um, but yeah, hi, how's it going? I'm an avowed leftist and would like to have a discussion.
Awesome. So I want to well, let's start this conversation. I mean, we're gonna wait until people get in here a little bit more, but I'm definitely interested to hear like your standpoints on certain topics. I mean, you can just wait another minute or two. We can have some very small talk, but after like a minute or two, we can talk about like your stance on the border. Like, what do you think about
Yeah.
open border and
Well, actually, how about this? While we wait for people to come in, why don't you ask me questions that you might have for a leftist?
Well, I don't know. I didn't really have too much questions for leftists, honestly. I just had more I mean, okay, I do have a couple questions. Here you go. Here's some. Like, were you always a leftist, or did you change your political spectrum over time, or has it always been like this?
I actually definitely changed my political views over time when I was much younger. I still remember when I was like junior high. I was actually a big Bush supporter. Um, these colors don't run. I was a hardcore right wing person. And then as I went through high school and I saw a lot of my friends being shipped off into the military and some of those things happening, I kind of started opening my view, uh, sorry, opening my views, and it wasn't until about like 2015, 2016 when I started getting introduced to like actual leftist talking points that it kind of changed my world perspective.
Yeah,
Um,
I did not like Obama. I mean, I did not like not Obama. Obama wasn't as bad as Bush. I did not like Bush.
Obama was much better than Bush, but yes, both sucked. Um,
I don't even know what to
both.
say. Which one is better? But did you like Obama?
Uh, so just to elaborate, mainly because of what Obama represented, I did like the fact that Obama was voted over McCain. But that being said, I still think Obama failed in every aspect of him being a president and achieving everything that he promised. Promises made, never kept. That I will absolutely say.
I mean, every president I know doesn't can't keep 100% of their promises because we don't live in like a direct democracy or like we don't live in a dictatorship. So everything has to go through Congress and the House and stuff like that. But what's up, everybody? Hello, J Money. Hello, Tom Pepin TV. That's Dustly, just so you know. But
Oh, is
hello,
that Dusty?
everyone. Yeah,
Hi,
this is the
Dusty.
guy from the Discord that
I'm
just
I'm
joined
I'm
and
the
we
shit
were
talker.
talking to.
Sorry, am I allowed to
Um,
curse?
Yeah, you are. Double tap
Okay.
that like button though, guys. We got 72 people in here, but no likes. So please hit the like button. Hello, Bill. Yeah. So my
I
final
I
question,
I
off topic a little bit.
okay, yeah,
Can you
yeah.
wipe your lens? They said, or does it always look like that? If not, it's okay.
Unfortunately, this is a 10-year-old phone. Um, I will try, but that might be the light pollution from my room. I am not necessarily set up for live streaming.
It's okay.
I have
It's
one
okay.
giant light in the top of my thing.
But yeah, my last question about Obama. Did you think Obamacare was a success or a failure?
That is a complicated topic. Do I think it overall was a success? No, I think it was a failure because he backed away from the main things that would have made it beneficial, which is the public option and some of the other things that Republicans directly fought against. Um, do I think it was better than the at the time medical insurance situation? Yes, I do. But Obamacare as a whole, I do believe is a failure. Um, but I still believe it was better than the situation that was in place prior to Obamacare, and most people have also understood that. That's why it hasn't been repealed. Certain parts of it have.
I was gonna
The
say some of it has been
unpopular,
changed. We
yeah,
dislike it for different reasons. I think it jacked insurance prices up for middle class people. Some people were telling me they were only paying $50 a month for
Mhm.
insurance, and now they pay $250 a month. And they aren't
Oh,
rich, but
and
they're not poor enough to qualify for Obamacare, or Medicare, or anything like that.
oh, and I actually agree with you because at one point because of how much money I was making at the current time, I qualified for Obamacare insurance, even though it wasn't considered Obamacare insurance. And I only had to pay $25 a month, but it was completely unusable. It was
Yeah,
part of Obamacare, but I also couldn't use it for my taxes at the end of the year as insurance because it wasn't the level of insurance that was required. It was like it was completely fucked. I agree with you that the way that Obamacare was implemented was flawed and had many issues, but I think it was something that could have been fixed, not that it was just broken from the start, if that makes sense.
yeah. Eric, Tom Pepin, whatever you want to call him, Dustley. No way was Obamacare better than my private care. I mean, you probably pretty much just said that, and he also said he hasn't had
Well,
insurance since Obama. That's probably because the prices got raised significantly, and that's
he
bullshit.
still had private insurance though, because all of the insurance that was provided through Obamacare was private insurance. None of it was public option. None of it was National Health Service. It was all private insurance. It is still now today. Sorry, I'm sorry about the lens there. It's still all now private insurance.
Private insurance went up though. Like you have to qualify. There's certain
Mhm.
qualifications for Obamacare, but there's no
Because
qualifications for most public insurances.
but all of those public insurances are privately owned and they are considered Obamacare. That is the misconception. Obamacare
Progressive is
is
considered Obamacare,
what do you mean progressive?
like the insurance company when you go out and get health care through a
Yeah,
progressive or something.
if you're buying health coverage through an insurance company, that is a privately owned insurance company. They
Hmm.
may and and this may be the misconception. They may be getting subsidies. I think that should be but these are private.
Not owned so I'm kind of confused on that a little bit.
That's a private company though.
Yeah, it's a company.
That's
All
not that's
companies are private, but it's not a private insurance company, or it's not privately owned. So I don't know.
well, no, okay. So you could argue that Walmart is a publicly traded company and not privately owned, even though it's owned by its private shareholders. So it is privately
Privately
owned,
owned
but
normally means that just one person owns it, or like
no.
a group of individuals own it. It's not publicly traded, or it's not possible to own parts of it through public investment.
To to my understanding, is privately owned is somebody is some company owning I'm sorry, is some company being owned by uh individuals. Publicly owned is something owned by the state, either the city, the county, the state, the federal government, like any sorts of that part. So if you're publicly owned, you're owned by the public, which would be a part of the state, any of those. And then privately owned would be anybody that owns shares in you.
Well, shares are public. I don't know. In an
Yeah.
institutional investment standpoint, public is when anyone can invest into it. Anyone, it's public. Like anyone can
Hmm.
buy it, anyone can buy into it. Private is like no, not everyone can buy it. But that's neither nor there here. I don't think that really matters. But what about your what about your thoughts on like, the border security? Are you open border, like completely open border? What are your thoughts? Tell us your opinions on it.
So I do believe that we should do some sort of um, like, hey, if you're coming across the border, you check in, say, hey, I'm here, and you move on. Um, I I don't think that people should be just crossing undocumented. I'll say that. Uh, I think people should check in as they come across, um, and I don't think that that should be a ludicrous ask. That being said, I do believe that people should be allowed to come across without like a multi-year like waiting period. Oh, you got to marry somebody, you got to do X, Y, and Z. I've seen it. It's
So
it,
what if they
it,
don't? What if they don't? What if they just jump over the border? What do you think should happen to them?
ah, you know what? To be honest, if they don't commit a crime,
But that is a crime.
and
That's a federal crime.
I, well, I'm saying this assuming that that itself isn't, because in that question, it has to not be a crime.
Well, it is a
So,
crime though. It's a federal misdemeanor.
and that's fine, but we're I'm speaking like, okay, fine. Yes, right now, if what they're doing is committing a crime, yeah, it should be, documented, and we should deal with it as a misdemeanor, not a felony, not anything else, but as a misdemeanor, which for the most part, and I do believe, sorry, uh, people doing nonviolent crimes shouldn't be locked up, should maybe have to deal with like, hey, you got to check in with a parole officer, you got to do X, Y, and Z, you got to
So if you
do.
move 100 tons of fentanyl into the country, you're just going to deal with a parole
That's an
officer?
entirely different situation, because
You
that's
just said
not you
nonviolent.
crossing.
That's not violent. Well, that's not, like when you get a.
Well,
Yep. Go ahead.
fentanyl, fentanyl, you can consider a violent crime because of the effect it has on human bodies. Uh, my mother's a recovery coach. She's been dosed with fentanyl a few times. Um, I'm very knowledge on what fentanyl can do. So like, yes, that can kill you literally by touching it, especially if it isn't like pharmaceutical grade. Like if they're just making it out of the back of a truck, which does happen and is being transferred, that can kill you. That being said, like there's a difference
So you
between
mean
somebody.
victimless crimes? I wouldn't necessarily say.
Okay, okay, then yes, I will rephrase it and say it: victimless, nonviolent crimes. And both of those, I think, should be required.
Non-jailable. But you said you'd follow the law on like how they normally do for misdemeanor crimes. But what about deportations?
Well, e- uh, I may need you to describe some of those.
Like if someone jumps over the border, they're caught by the police. They haven't done any of the checks that they're supposed to do. Should they get deported?
Um, are they, well, the only question I have is, are they claiming asylum?
No, if they were claiming asylum, they would have claimed it at the border, or they would have claimed asylum before. They jumped over the border, no asylum,
Incorrect.
no nothing.
Incorrect. You actually, the way that our legal system is set up, and you're right. If somebody's jumping over the border and not claiming asylum, eh, go back. That's fine. I know plenty of people that have been sent back, and I know plenty of people that have paid to come back. I am on a border state. Um, uh, I was born here. I'm mixed blooded, and uh, I understand how this works. That being said, if somebody's coming here claiming asylum, that works differently than our immigration
Yeah,
system.
but you still have to enter legally. You can enter legally on a visa and you can file for asylum.
No, unfortunately, that actually is incorrect because you to file for asylum, you have to be in the country. You actually
Yeah, you can
cannot
come in
file.
legally. You
Wait,
don't jump over the border. If you jump over
but
the
you
border,
can't.
it's a crime.
You
There's no way
cannot.
around it.
That you cannot file for asylum at a border crossing. You have to
Yes, but
file
you
for
can come in with
asylum
a tourist visa
inside of
or a
the country.
visitor's visa.
No, you can't. I mean, yes, you can, but let's be realistic.
But if you jump over the border, that's a federal crime, and if they catch you, they're going to deport you. Or if you try to
Yeah,
go to, file paperwork, they'll probably catch you and deport you.
hey, but also like shooting somebody that storms into your house because you have the doctrine in place and that allows you to defend yourself, that still means you killed somebody. And
So what
without
should
the
you do?
castle
Give them a
doctrine,
sandwich and give them a bag of your
w-
money, or what do you think?
with without the castle doctrine, you'd be committing murder legally. That's
Hmm.
definitionally murder. But you have that excuse, you have that justification, and that's what asylum means. You have a justification of entering the country illegally
But there is no
because you cannot.
justification, no matter what. If you jump over the border,
That is
if you file for asylum, unless your asylum is,
that is
they
the
said it's
legal
okay, then
justification, though.
and 90% of asylums don't go through anyway.
And that's fine. And then they get sent back because they still have to give an address. They still have to show up to court. They still have to do so many things that identify them, and they're not these illegals that people are claiming that they are. People that are seeking asylum are trying to do it legally, and that's the point. Yeah, they
Well, then
may
they
be
shouldn't jump
entering
over
the
the
country,
border.
but you can't, you cannot declare asylum at the border crossing. You have to be inside of the country. That is how you legally
Okay,
declare
you can get a
asylum.
visa.
No, you can't. Not
Some
always.
passports automatically have visas to the United States. They don't have to file for them. They can just come in for 30 days or 90 days.
Okay, sure. What Guatemalan random wife that's been beaten by her husband for the last 10 years has a passport?
Well, I don't know, but I don't think domestic violence is a reason to file for asylum.
We're America. We can do
And
everything.
it
We can
says you
do
can
anything.
present yourself at an official U.S. port of entry, like a boarding crossing, airport, seaport, and ask for asylum. This is a legal right under both U.S. and international law. I just Googled it.
You
And
have
if
to
you would
be
like to see,
inside of
no, you
you
don't.
have to be
It says
inside
you
of the
can do it
country.
at a border crossing, a seaport, or an airport. Here you go. You can present yourself at a U.S. official port of entry like a border crossing, airport, and seaport and ask for asylum. This is a legal right under both U.S. and international law. You must show that you fear prosecution in your home country due to the one of the following: race, religion, nationality, political opinion, membership in a
Hmm.
political social group. So domestic violence would not qualify you for asylum, and neither would be coming from a poor country.
Okay. And we also shut down those ports of entry.
And by the way, you may be detained while your claim is being processed. So you might go to like
Totally
an ICE
fine.
detention center and you go
Totally
through a
fine.
credible fear interview as well. And if you
Totally
pass, you
fine.
may be allowed. If you so, here's what happens: you go in through one of these ports, airport, seaport, border port, and they detain you. They may detain you, and while your claim is being processed, so you're technically, I think, in the U.S. You'll go through a fear interview, a credible fear interview, and if you pass, you may be allowed to continue your case while staying in the U.S. If you don't
Hmm.
pass, you might be deported quickly unless you appeal. So you don't jump over the border and then go to some court and ask for asylum, yada, yada, yada. You can go to the Mexican American border, you can go to an airport, you can go to a seaport, and it's your international rights to apply for asylum. And then that you may be detained, you go through a credible interview, and if you pass, you may be allowed to stay in the US. If you don't pass, you'll be, deported quickly unless you appeal it. So if you jump over the
Right.
border and enter illegally, there's no way to avoid federal crimes for that. You're going to get deported, you're going to face detention, legal consequences, maybe fines. It could make your
No, I
asylum case harder, by the way, if not impossible.
it would actually, if you enter illegally, it would make your asylum case harder because you're better off, especially if you're doing an asylum case, filing for asylum. And I apologize. From my last readings, you had to be inside of the country. Maybe it's been changed, and I was wrong, but you still had to, as soon as you made it into the country, you still had to go to a federal facility and file for asylum. You couldn't just like come in,
I think it
fuck
was
around
different
for a
under
couple of years.
Biden because Biden was, an open borders president. And also, some of the comments are
It,
asking, would you let an illegal
it,
immigrant
it,
stay with you? Would you house some illegal immigrants? But if you guys have any questions, comments, anything you want me to ask them, anything you want to talk about, drop some super
yeah.
chats. Double tap that screen. We got 500 people in here and only 11 likes.
Oh, nice. There's quite a few people watching. No, yes, I would. Um, would I allow a criminal to stay with me? It would be an interesting discussion. But
Well, by
no, I
definition, they're
wouldn't.
criminals. We've been over this before. You mean a
That
violent
is
criminal? Or do you mean even a drug dealing criminal?
so. Just to be clear, I have family uh interjection with the Aryan Brotherhood. I'll just put it that way. And when I hear criminal, I think of those kinds of people. And those people, no, I wouldn't let them stay in my house. Would somebody crossing the border? Yeah,
Well, you
most of
live
the
in a
people that
border
I
state. There's millions of illegal immigrants. Why aren't some of them staying with you right now? If you'd like, let them stay with you.
because I'm poor and I'm barely able to afford rent.
Well, so they're
Um,
poor too. You can. There's room in your place. I think I see some room over there in the corner.
that's true. No, you're right. If somebody asked me, I'd let them crash.
Only if
I
they
have.
asked you. You won't let any other illegals stay in your house if they don't ask you. You're not going to do it.
Am I supposed to advertise for it?
No, but what if I find an illegal immigrant for you that needs housing? Can I send them over to you?
Yeah, if you ask me.
One guy in the Discord says he's about to get deported. Can he come stay with you?
I don't think I can protect him from being deported, but yeah,
I don't
sure.
think he'll
If he
ask
wants
you
to.
to. He just needs somewhere to stay.
Wait, those are
He
two
needs to
different
hide
things.
from ICE. He can't live with his parents or anyone else like that where they know where he's at. He has to hide. They're gonna deport him.
Okay, well, how many states is he willing to move from?
I don't know. He moved
And
across from South America,
and
so I
and
think
why
that's not a
wouldn't his
problem
parent
moving a couple states.
and why wouldn't his parents be deported?
I don't know about his parents, but
I
I'm
mean,
just saying his family.
if he's illegal, it's probably likely that his parents are illegal. I mean, come on.
I don't know. I don't know about his parents. When I said family, I didn't mean parents, or maybe I said parents, but I don't know. But his family.
I just my issue is I think everybody is legal. Um,
Okay, here's another
especially
question. You said you would have a border, so that means you don't believe in open borders. You'd have a border, or you wouldn't have a border. Would you have a wall on the fence, or no? You said you're open
uh
borders, but at the beginning
would I
of
have a
this, you said
wall
no.
and
I
a
would have a
fence?
checkpoint so they can stop in, and then they're free to go.
Would I have a wall and a fence?
If you have a checkpoint and you don't have a wall on the fence, then everyone's just gonna drive around your checkpoint.
Uh, no, I understand that. And that's kind of what I'm trying to contemplate. Because I don't think it's necessary. I don't think we need the wall and the fence.
So only
We
check in if you
don't.
want to, right?
I
Which
mean, we only. Hold on, hold on. We only check in if we want to with anything and everything other than human beings. So if you want to transfer
you have to
property,
check in your taxes,
or
otherwise you face the criminal punishment.
no, you don't have to check in your taxes. You have to pay your taxes.
You have to
You don't
check
check
in
in
and
your
turn in your
taxes. You
taxes.
nope. You have to pay your taxes.
Check
You
in
don't
can
check
mean a lot
in.
of things.
That's fine. You pay your taxes. You don't have to check in your income because you can
Okay, you have
have.
to check into your probation officer,
If you're a
or you go
criminal,
to
sure,
jail.
but that's only if you're on probation. That's not everybody.
It's only if you're a criminal, like some of these illegal immigrants might be criminals. You don't want them to check in?
But what about the ones that aren't?
They should check in
Do
as
do
well. So if you
why
don't, you want your
should
final
we?
answer is you don't want a border, you don't want a fence, right?
I didn't say that.
Well,
I
you
didn't
said
say I
you're
didn't
thinking
want a
about it.
border.
You are you open border or are you border? Which one is it? I'm
Uh,
trying to figure it out.
I want the border to be treated the same for human beings that is as it is for money.
Okay, it is treated the same.
It is not
How is it not treated the same? You
because
said
you can
there's open
cross.
borders for people that have money. That's fake. That's false. What about that is
No,
true?
I didn't say that. No, 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 no. I did not say that. What I said was that you can cross the border with any amount of money, but you
That's
cannot
also not
cross the
true.
border. Yeah, you can.
You have to declare the money and you have to show actual proof of how
I
you earn the
I
money. If it's
can
over $10,000, you got to show
I
that
can
it's
sit
legitimate money.
I can sit in LA and I can transfer to my Mexico account
But
$10
that's not
million,
bringing
dollars,
physical cash.
but it's still transferring money from one
Okay, you
country to
said you can
and
bring
wait,
any
wait, wait,
amount
wait.
of money
You
into
gotta let me
Mexico.
finish. You exactly. You have to let me finish. What I'm saying is I can transfer $10 million from LA to Mexicali, which is a
You also
city
can't
in
do that.
Mexico.
You have to go through a lot
You
of paperwork.
can.
A lot
You
of
can
paperwork and a
do
lot
that.
of
Oh, sure,
legitimacy.
I can file a bunch of paperwork, but it's still all legal.
Yeah,
Where
just like you have to file a
if
bunch of
I'm
paperwork to
going
go
to
into the United
if
States
I'm
if you want to
if
move.
I am if I am going to take a bunch of people from LA, I'm sorry, from Mexicali to LA, I cannot do that.
You
Those
can
are
do it
two
legally,
different things. No, you can do it legally, and it'll take you about 3 to 4 years.
and no, it doesn't. You can just get a work visa, and also
Nope.
you can get a work visa in 45 days. Would you like me to tell you all the visa options?
There's the options, but there's also a weight limit.
Yeah, but you can get it in 30 to 45 days.
Mhm.
And you know,
And it's
you
all
can't
taken
transfer
by
$10
India.
million to your bank account in Mexico in
Yes, you
like
can.
30 minutes. You have to fill out paperwork. It might take a couple
Oh,
days. They have to
it'll
verify
take a
stuff.
couple of days. It'll take a couple of days, but it'll take far less time to transfer that money than it would be to transfer a human being.
Okay, that's money.
That's
And we're
what I
talking about
mean.
humans versus money. Money is not alive,
Yeah,
humans are living beings.
human beings are more important.
Exactly. So that's why they should go through more checks and balances and it should take a longer
No,
amount of time. You're proving my
no,
point.
it shouldn't take 2 years for
I
somebody
just
to
told
be
you
able
there's
to
visa
move.
options for 30 to 45 days,
You're
work
wrong.
visas.
You're wrong. You're
No, I
wrong.
can prove it to you. You want me to tell you the work visas?
Oh, you can apply for those. You can apply for those. That
No,
doesn't mean
not
you're going to get
apply.
them.
You can get approved or denied. I mean, you won't always get accepted, but
Mhm.
depends on the circumstance. But there's
Yeah,
visas you
I
can
can
get in
apply.
25 the
I
30 to 45 days.
I can apply for a visa for 45 days away from when I'm needing to move, and they can just deny it
And the
for the
bank can
next
just deny your transfer for
360
no
days.
reason. They have that power as
Why would
well.
they?
They
Why
can.
would
They can
they?
do whatever they want. They've debanked people
Why?
for their political opinions. What do you mean, why would they?
Yeah, why would they?
Because they can do
Answer
whatever they
that.
want. No, there's no
Why?
federal law stopping them. They can debank you like that
Why would they though? They
because
have
they
your
want to.
money.
They don't like what you say on the internet. There's many reasons.
Are you doing the Kanye argument?
I mean, there's a bunch of
Do
other
you
people other than
really?
Kanye. People that are in the
Oh, name
MJ
another
business,
one.
they can't bank their money in corporate banks.
Name another one other than Kanye.
Mr. Andrew Tate, your favorite hero.
Oh God.
There's a bunch of people. There's corporations. There's a couple people. There's not that many celebrities, but there's a lot of people that have.
So you're talking about the Nazi and the rapist.
Accused rapist, and yes. When is the next Nacho Libre coming out?
I mean, uh, it's not coming out. Jack Black is terrible. I'm sorry. The Minecraft movie showed that he was just absolutely awful.
Okay, we both agree on that then. $250 visa fee, 15 days to 1 year is what I saw. So what is the point you're trying to make? They can stop you from moving your money. This has happened to many many people. It's not some
No,
magical mystery thing that's only happened to two people.
what I'm saying is we don't stop people from moving their money. Yeah, you
Yes, we
are
do
correct.
all the time.
No. Oh,
You
oh, oh,
have to
oh,
prove
oh,
where this
hold on.
money came from. If you can't prove where this $10 million came from, they will stop you from moving your money.
I didn't claim anything about $10 million. And yes, you are right. Like if you have any kind of
You said I
connection
can
with this
move
narco,
$10 million from America to Mexico. That's not true. You have to prove where the money came from. You have to fill out a lot of paperwork.
you can pretty much move $10 million to Mexico. It would be more of a question if you
You're
were
gonna have to show
moving.
all the taxes.
It
You're
would,
gonna have to show all the
dude, you gotta let
paperwork.
me
You're gonna show what
finish,
you have to do,
man.
what you did for a living, what businesses you made. You have to show a bunch of paperwork. And if you don't
That's
show
just
this paperwork, they deny
no.
you.
You would only need to do that if you are bringing that into the country. If I'm
No, you
bringing
can't
through
even make a
a
bank transfer over $10,000 without the government asking you where you got this money for all this information. Like, I'm telling you, go and try to make try to transfer $20,000 to another bank or to another country. They're gonna ask you a bunch of questions. They're gonna say, "What do you do for a living?" Like, if you know anything about the banking system, I mean, that's how it works. There's
no.
a $10,000
You
limit, and then they start to ask you questions about your money, and you have to
Yeah,
fill
there are
out
questions.
forms, tax forms, what you do for a living, yada
Yeah.
yada yada.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm filing for a $10 million transfer out of the country.
Would you like me to look up all the stuff that you have to do for that?
Yeah, and then what I would need to prove and what it would mean to stop because I'm still doing it. As long as I have the funds in my account, I can do it.
No, that's not true.
What's
You have to
stopping
prove
me?
where the money came from.
No,
It's
you
not
don't.
unlimited. You don't just have $10 million
You
and
have to
call up the
prove
bank. Yeah, transfer my money.
you have no, you have to prove that before when it goes into your account. But
No, you have
when
to
I
prove it when you
transfer
transfer it. You
it,
can't even transfer it to
no.
another bank account in the U.S. without all these dumb freaking questions and paperworks. I'm asking Google right now. Let's see what we find. There's literal federal laws about this.
That's
Okay, be
okay.
ready for documentation. For transfers over $10,000, you will need government issued ID, source of funds, paycheck, sale of property, inheritance documents, reason for transfer, investment, purchase, family support.
Do you need all of those or just one?
Yes, every single one of them. You need documents for every single thing. It doesn't matter if you're transferring the money in the country to another bank or what. If it's over
Wait, that doesn't
$10,000,
sound okay. So wait, if you don't have it as an inheritance, why would you need to show documentation that it's an
no, you
inheritance?
have to show. Let me read it again to you slowly so you can understand. The
No,
first
I
thing you need
did.
to
I heard
show
you.
is use
Federal
of the
ID.
legal financial channel which you've obtained this money. Okay, so first you have to start off with, bank,
That wasn't
wire
the first
transfer
time.
service, brokerage firm, anything you want to do. Pick whatever bank you want. Second is for transfers over $10,000, you're going to need government ID. You're going to need
Hmm.
the source of the funds. Rather, it's your paycheck, rather it's the sale of property, rather it's your inheritance, whatever it is.
You
Then
said
the next
source of
thing you're gonna
funds
need,
and pay stub.
sorry,
Go ahead. No, I'm talking to myself.
the next thing you're gonna need is the reason for the transfer. Are you transferring it for an investment, a purchase, family support? You're gonna have to write whole statements on all two of these things so far. You're gonna have to write statements for them, and you're gonna have to explain the reasoning.
Okay.
And transfers over, $10,000 are reported to the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. That's
Okay.
exactly
The
why you have to
FBI.
fill out all these documents.
Hmm. Okay.
And yeah,
That's really not that. Or, okay. Really not that hard to fake.
sorry.
It's a really. It's really not that hard to fake. You know that,
Well,
right?
like you said anyone can just transfer $10 million. No, this isn't like the
Yeah.
1920s. You can't just transfer money because you want to. You have to give all these statements and whatnot.
Oh yeah, you do, but you also don't have to prove necessarily where the money comes from. You
No,
can
you
just.
have to prove where the money comes from. That's like the main thing.
But I can print out a pay stub.
Well, they're gonna know it's fake. They're gonna check it. This
How?
is all with the IRS. They can check shit with the IRS. It's not that difficult.
Not after the money's transferred.
I mean, they're not gonna transfer it until they check everything. That's why it takes time. Normally, for a
Sometimes.
wire transfer, it takes a couple days, and for this kind of wire transfer, it could take like a week, 2 weeks.
Possibly or
And
not.
if it's $10 million, it could take a lot longer than that, even.
And it still takes a lot less time than it takes to immigrate,
Yeah, that's a
which is
person. Like
my
you said, a
point.
person is more valuable than money.
Yeah, they should be able to immigrate easier.
But let's get back on. No, they should not be able to immigrate easier. You should not be able to move a person quicker than you can move money. That's ridiculous. You need
Why
money
not?
right now, and a person can wait.
Wait, no, a person may not be able to wait.
If they can't wait, then go to a port of entry and sit in the detention center and give them your statement, and you'll get. If they accept you, then you'll be in there for a year while you wait for your pending asylum. I mean, we've been over this already, but let's get back to the border. So you still don't know if you believe in open border or closed border, like a border wall or no border wall, checkpoint, no checkpoint. Let me go back. Let me wait for an answer, and then I have another statement I've been wanting to make about this.
Actually, yeah, go and make your statement, and then I'll make
No,
my.
let's hear it. Do you want a border or no border? Can we get a definite answer, or you
Yeah,
just don't know?
open border with checkpoint. How about that?
But you can't have an open border with checkpoint. That's a
Why not?
what you call it. Those two cancel each other
Oxymoron.
out. You can't be a vegan meat eater.
You're talking about an oxymoron. Um,
Yeah, an oxymoron. Yeah, it's an oxymoron. You can't have a checkpoint with an open border.
you can because
That just means you want to fix the immigration system. That's what you're trying to say. That's what you really mean. You want,
I would rather the immigration system be better than what it is today. I do not
but how
think
can you have an
that.
open border and a checkpoint? So, do you want a checkpoint,
I think
or do you want a
people. I
checkpoint
think
with no
people.
walls? Do you want no walls? That's what you're saying.
I think I want to give people the option to just check in and be welcome here.
Okay, well,
And as
that's just
long
another
as they
way of
check
going into
in,
the That's another way of going into the immigration system. But don't you agree if there's a checkpoint and there's no borders and there's no wall, people will just drive around and not stop? Like if there's a
do I think
checkpoint
that
and
will
there's no
happen?
walls, people would just drive
Do I
right in.
do I think that would happen? Yes. But do I think that the vast majority of people would check in? Yes. I think those are two separate things. You are saying that will
The vast
criminal
majority
exist?
of people would not check in. The vast majority of people don't even
No,
check in
dude,
now.
you gotta let
I
me
mean, under
finish.
Biden, the vast majority didn't,
You
huh?
gotta let me finish. You gotta let me finish. Do I think that people would come in illegally? Absolutely, without a doubt. Do I think that the vast majority of people would come in legally and check in? Yes, I do. I think the vast majority, I think 9 out of 10 would come in, check in, and do all of the things that they needed to do to be legal residents of this country if we set it up the way that it was set up in the 60s. That's
There
how
was
it
never
was.
any
That's
open border in the United
Yes,
States.
there
You know
was.
that, right?
Yes, there was. Yes, there
No,
was.
there was
Yes, there
not.
was. No, my father literally came in under an open border because we didn't have an immigration system until like the late 60s, early 70s.
That is another lie. We had an immigration system in the 1700s. My family came here in
Yes,
the
when
1890s. They had to go to Ellis Island.
hmm but they didn't have an immigration system. They just had to check in, and as soon as they checked
No,
in,
they had to
they
wait
were
on Ellis
citizens.
Island for like a year. A lot of
They were
immigrants, do you
s-
not know about the
they were
history of America?
citizens.
A
Yes,
lot of
I
European
have
immigrants
I have
waited on
family
Ellis
members.
Island for a year while their documents and background checks got processed.
I have family members that came in through Ellis Island.
Okay,
Yes,
then you
I
know they
know
had to
that.
wait outside until
No,
their paperwork got filed.
no, they came in. As soon as they met with an immigration officer, which wasn't even necessarily what we understand as an immigration officer. Today, I'm talking about an immigration officer. Back then, it's a different statement. They came in, they spoke to them. As soon as they spoke to them, they were able to come in. And it sucked. And they had to just figure
That's
their
not
shit
how it
out
works.
after they came in. Yeah, that is how it works.
They had to file their paperwork. There were literally immigrants. You do realize this? There were immigrants
We
waiting on
have
Ellis
people that
Island
have
for
lost
months,
names.
sometimes a year, to get into the country
Yeah,
legally.
we have people that have lost names because of Ellis Islands being unable to write down their name correctly. No, they just pushed people through. What are you talking about?
They didn't
They
push
just
people
shoved
through.
people through. Yeah, they
I'll
just were
bring some
like, oh,
articles
you.
up about this. But talking about
They
the
were like,
1960s, no, the USA did not have open borders. Immigration policy was, much
they
different
didn't
back
have the
then. There
immigration
was
system we
easily
have
work
today.
permits. You can go up to the border and say, "Hey, I'd like to apply for I'm here to apply for an
They didn't.
agriculture work permit." That was from 1942 to 1964. That
They
was the
did.
Bracero program.
They did not have the immigration services that we have today. That was the statement I made.
Immigration was regulated and border enforcement existed.
But they did not have the same services they have today.
They had different laws and different acts back then. Yes, that's
Mm-hmm.
true.
Yeah, people could kind of just walk in sometimes. Does
No,
it
they could
mean they're
not. I mean,
legal?
they could just
Does
walk in
it
right now
mean
too. That's illegal
does it
immigration.
mean they're legal? No, but it meant different than it does today.
It still meant they're an illegal immigrant. What do you mean it meant different?
Yeah, it just meant different.
So it just meant different, even though they're both illegal
Hmm.
immigrants. It just meant different.
Yeah, I mean, technically, you're making an argument about law right now. Law is all about words. It's all
Okay,
about words.
everything is about words, laws and
Hmm.
facts and the system and life and
So
books. It's all words. What we're talking
yeah,
right
so
now, that's
so
words.
okay, so yeah, then let me use words. When I was growing up, I moved into an area when I was 18 years old with my father and my stepmother, and we moved into a neighborhood, gorgeous neighborhood, very, very nice neighborhood, great schools, great everything. And when we moved in there, I learned that me as a half breed and my father as a Mexican were actually legally not allowed to own property. Now, the reason he was able to buy that property was because of the Civil Rights Amendment. This he bought the property in 2008. The Civil Rights Amendment was passed in 63. He didn't even come into the country until 67, and he was able to own this property until 2012. There was a legal statute that non-Caucasians were not allowed to own property in this neighborhood, and it was in
I
California.
don't know
Just
what
just to
we're
be,
talking about
yeah, no, no,
anymore.
no. just so that you understand, laws are all about words.
Yeah, do you
Laws can
understand? What are you
change.
on about right now? Everything's words. Words mean nothing. Is that what you're I don't understand your point. But let's go back to
Laws
Ellis
can
Island. So
change.
here's how it happened in
Laws
Ellis Island.
can
First
change.
and second class passengers were inspected on the
Laws
ship, and often
can
some of them
change.
were allowed directly in the US, but they still had to wait for medical exams, legal interviews, name and document
Yeah, they still have to
checks.
check in.
Most were processed for, a few hours to a few days, but a lot of people had to wait a lot longer time. Like you realize they didn't just say,
But
"Hey, let me
now,
in." And also,
but
if you
now the
believe in open
process
border,
now.
then what about the
No, no, no,
rapists,
no, no,
murderers, and criminals? Should they be allowed to come in as well?
dude. Why do you say grape?
Because YouTube is restrictive. Let's use that word.
Okay.
It's advertisement
Um.
friendly, and also there's children watching. You never know.
I mean, children should not be watching your show,
They
but
should not be
okay.
watching, but that does not mean they're not watching.
Well, that's YouTube shit. Wait. eh, the point is, like, rules change. Rules
Yeah,
change.
laws change. So, do you think that if you want open borders, do you think people that are rapists, murderers, criminal records, anything like that, should be allowed into the country? Because that's exactly what you're asking for when you say you want open
Do
borders.
so actually then, because I have to ask you a question then, because I have never assumed that an immigrant is a criminal by just being an immigrant.
No, they're not a criminal just by being in the country. If
Even in
they
the
illegally entered
even
the
the
country, they are criminal
okay,
immigrants, illegal criminal alien immigrants.
doesn't mean they're violent.
Just means they're criminals. Not all criminals are violent.
So what? But so what? I don't
So do you
think
think
that
like El
any
Chapo should
criminal
be allowed through the border? Is that your point here,
does.
or what are you trying to say?
That's a non-violent, or I'm sorry, that is not a non-violent criminal. El Chapo is not a non-violent criminal. You understand the difference, right?
Yeah, but do you think people that are smuggling drugs or smuggling humans and children and raping people and murdering people should be allowed into the
Do I
country?
think
That's what you're
those are two
asking for when you
different?
say
No, no, no,
when
no,
you say open
but you're
borders.
conflating. You are
475,000 children were
conflating.
lost at the border under the Biden administration.
You are conflating. That isn't even true, but you are
Yeah, it is true. The
conflating.
numbers were brought up today by the Human
Uh,
Health Secretary. They were higher than
I'm
300,000. Just because
I'm not.
kids don't show up for court, you know what that
You
means?
are
They're probably
conflating two
missing.
different things. You are
Grapers get the
conflating.
wood chipper.
You are conflating two different things. I'm not defending rapers. Rape, 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 rape. Just say it at this point. It's already on YouTube. I'm not conflating those two things. What I am saying is you cannot conflate people entering the country illegally with them being murderers, assaultists, and
But
rapists.
I'm
I
just
have
asking
no, no,
you,
no.
do you
Hold on.
want
Okay,
grapers
okay.
and
Yeah, yeah,
murderers
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
killers and
Sure,
human
I'll answer.
traffickers to come in through that open border that you believe? You
I
believe in
will
open
answer that
borders.
question.
So the question isn't saying they all
Hey, hey,
are
hey,
or
hey, hey,
are
hey.
aren't.
Okay,
Obviously, that's a
okay.
small minority of them. Should they come through with no background check, since all you want is a
Euro,
quick hello, welcome in?
Euro. Do me a favor. You got your computer open. Look up right now on Google Mama Bear Anaheim.
What the hell is that? Why does that matter? You're
Just
still
look it up.
ignoring the question.
Oh, that's no, no. That's answering your question. That's my mother. Look up Mama Bear Anaheim right now.
What is this?
That's my mother. Just to give
What,
you an understanding, that's my mother.
what is it? What is the name?
Mama Bear Anaheim.
How do you
Somebody
spell it?
pop up.
Anna.
Anahi. IEM, I believe. It's German. I always forget.
I don't see anything. California Mama Bear. What about this?
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Facebook California Mama Bear.
There should be a actual like largest.
Such a great group for moms who want to meet other moms. Mama Bear Club.
Oh, that's not it. That is definitely not it. Uh, I don't know how to exit this to send it to you, but my mother is as close to a brother as anybody can be in the Aryan brother. Straight
Why do
up.
you keep
Not.
talking about this bullshit? I don't want to hear about racism, blah, blah, blah.
I'm not talking bullshit, dude. I'm just telling you truth. This
I
isn't
didn't
this
find
isn't
anything.
conflation. Okay. I doubt you, but whatever.
Have you ever gotten a
Um,
passport? Because it takes forever because they do background checks.
I actually had to provide, not only did I had to get a passport, um, when I got my passport, they told me to give them the wrong information because a state ID isn't the same as a state driver's license when you're doing your passport, and those are two different things. So I had to not only provide that information for a passport, I then had to go back and find seven different photos that were over 5 years expired to get my ID or get my passport. So believe me, I've worked for my passport.
You just went through the process that everyone else goes through.
No, you only need a state ID, like a state driver's license. If you're filing for a passport, you only need a state driver's license.
So does
I
that
gave
take
them
too
my
long? Should immigration be faster than it takes to get a passport?
it should be the same time.
It takes 3 months to get a passport.
No, no, it doesn't. No, it
Well,
doesn't.
someone in the comments said it took his wife 3 months.
Okay, well, I did it, and it took me 6 weeks with me paying for the expedition fee and
Yeah, the
doing a
ex. I'm not
second,
counting that.
and on top of doing that, I did a secondary check because they came back and said, "Hey, you sent us your state ID, not your state driver's license. That is not okay. You now have to validate who the fuck you are." So I had to come up with yearbook photos, blood donor cards from when I was in elementary school. Like, I had to come up with insane amounts of identification, and it still only took me 6 weeks to physically get my passport. So they're lying.
That's because you got the expedited one. If they want to come into America quickly, they can buy Trump's $5 million gold card. That's the expedited process. And you can spend $1 million on some property
So
or something
fuck
else.
the
You can come in
poor.
quicker.
So fuck the poor.
Every other country does the same thing. If you want to get a
Who cares?
citizenship
I
and
don't.
not wait
I
years
believe
and years, you can
America's.
buy one.
I believe America's better than every other country.
Yeah, we
I
are
think we
better than
should be.
everyone. You can just spend a
Yeah.
little bit of money and get right in. You don't got to wait a lot of time.
Yeah.
And we
I
actually
don't
do have
agree
some of
with
the
that.
best immigration policies in the world, believe it or not.
No, we have some of the worst. We have some of the
Okay, what's a
slowest.
better country with better immigration policies?
Who cares?
Who
We're one
cares?
of
But we
the.
have the worst. You don't want to name them?
We should be better.
So you still haven't
How about
answered the
that?
question. Would you let rapists and murderers come into the country since you're an open borders, no background check kind of guy?
I love that I keep answering this because I've answered it every
You didn't
single time
answer it
you
even
sent
one
it.
time, and I've
I
asked you
have.
3 or 4 times.
I agree that we should have open borders with checkpoints. I've said it every single time. Every single
With
time. Even
checkpoints or
from
background checks?
what is wait, when those both be a thing?
No, a checkpoint could
I
just be
like how you
showing your
like to
ID and letting you in.
conflate
They don't, huh?
I like how you like to conflate all of these things. It's like,
Well,
oh,
some
well,
you would have
you,
to come with a background check. Like when you immigrate to a new country, you have to come from you have to come with a background check from your country.
how do
They
you
can't
do
look up the
that?
criminal record system in
Wait, how
Mexico.
do you
This is
do
the
that?
US borders, huh?
How do you do that? Explain that.
What do
How
you
do
mean
you do
how do
that?
you do that? You go
Yeah,
for you go to the Mexican embassy or you go to the Mexican FBI, whatever they have over there, and you do your fingerprints and you request a background check.
but I'm from Guatemala.
And checkpoint isn't open. Okay, go to Guatemala. I wasn't talking about you specifically. I just said
No,
go to your
no, like,
country's government, request a background check, and then present it at the checkpoint because they don't
and
have
then you
access. They don't have
carry it
access to the
4,000 miles,
Guatemalan criminal system.
and then you carry it 4,000 miles. Like, what do you
I mean,
mean?
yeah, if not, then that means you believe in letting criminals in.
So anybody that comes in without a background check is definitionally a criminal? I
No,
mean,
but a
that's
lot that means you
presumptuous.
believe in letting criminals in because a criminal can come
No,
right
it
in.
doesn't.
Yes, it
No, it
does.
doesn't.
If you don't show up with a background check, that means you're okay if a rapist or a murderer comes in. That's exactly what it means.
So again, you think anybody that comes in without a background check is a
No, but you're opening it up for
rapist?
murderers and rapists.
A rapist. You
Okay, if
think
you're gonna
they're a
say that, I'm just gonna kick you out.
rapist?
Huh?
Dude, you're the one that's being a coward right now.
Dude, I'm not being a coward. You're not answering the question and you're getting pissed off because you're defending
I'm
murderers
not being
and
pissed off.
rapists to come into the country. You're saying, no, they're not all rapists and murderers. Yeah, we already know that. But you're saying they can come in because you don't need a background check and you can't get denied for your criminality. So you're saying, no, it doesn't matter if they have a criminal background. Let them in. There's no background checks. Let them
So,
in.
so essentially, what you are saying is
No,
they
what
are
you're saying is
guilty.
you can let them in because they don't have a
I
background check.
love
So if
how
they're a
I
criminal,
can't
it doesn't
finish.
matter.
I cannot finish a sentence. I love it. You are saying that they are guilty
No,
without
I'm
proving
saying
their
some
innocence.
of them will come in. A small percentage of them will be
They are
murderers,
guilty.
women abusers, and they will
They
come to the
are.
border with no background check, and you'll let them right in. That's what you're telling me right now. You said no
They
background check,
are.
just let them in.
I did not say that. I said you are saying they are guilty without
No, I
being
just said
proven.
a small
Dude,
percentage of them.
holy fuck. Let me finish a
Dude,
sentence.
I'm not saying all of them are criminals. How many times do I got to get this through your head? I said a small percentage of them will come to that border with no background checks if you let them come
Then let
in.
me
Okay,
then
go
let me
ahead. Are you just going to
finish.
say the same thing over and over again?
Yeah, I am going to because you haven't let me finish the sentence. You are saying they are guilty until they prove their innocence. And that is what you are saying.
That's not
Because
what I'm saying. I'm saying
some
to prevent
some
criminals from
portion
coming in, you should show a
some
background
portion
check.
of
Do you
them.
agree with that? Yes
So
or no?
every no, I don't actually I don't agree with that.
So you
Because
shouldn't have to
again,
prove you
do
shouldn't be
not
allowing
I
criminals into the
don't
country basically.
believe
That's what you're saying.
because I do not believe people are guilty and they have to prove their innocence.
No, but do you believe in letting criminals into the country? If the answer is no, then they should provide a background check. Every other country, you have to provide a background check if you want to become a
No,
permanent
you
resident.
I don't care what every other country does. I don't. I don't care
So
at
basically,
all.
we shouldn't check their criminal background check because then that's going to be saying they're guilty. So we should just let murderers and all these kinds of people come into the country.
I mean, if they serve their time, yeah, sure, why not?
So you want these criminals to come in.
If they serve their time,
So if
why
they
not?
are, a
No,
10-time
answer that
women
question.
abuser
Answer
and
that question.
child abuser and they served their time and they killed 20 people, you want them in our country. You're okay with that.
I love the fantasy that you guys build. It's so
No, you
awesome.
just said as long as they serve their time, it's okay. It doesn't matter what crime they did, they can come in. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Wait, I mean, my mother duct taped a dude to a shower
Well, if your
stall and
mother's a criminal, she
electrocuted him
shouldn't be in this
and
country,
served.
and I don't think she could come in legally.
Well, unfortunately, she was born in this country. She was born in
Okay,
Anaheim.
well, that's not what I'm talking about. You're trying to talk about something else that's not on topic. If someone
Oh,
committed crimes, if someone,
Nothing
Unalived,
matters
100 people, unalived, 100 children, unalived, 100 women. Would you let them come into this country and you think that's fine? Yes or no? Just say yes, it's okay. Because I know that's already
yes.
what you said.
Yes, I do. I do. Because I think this is a
Why?
joke at this point. Because I think you're a joke at this point.
Well, I think your open border policy idea is a joke. That's why it's never been implemented in any country in history because it doesn't work.
Because open borders isn't a thing. You guys are just idiots.
Open border is not a thing. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, it isn't. And you guys
And there's
scream
no
about it.
country where
And
they don't
you're a
have a
dipshit Trump
wall.
supporter.
Huh?
Yeah, you're a dipshit Trump supporter. And I think you're a
Well, you look
moron.
like you're on drugs, so I don't know why you're calling me the dipshit.
I'm. Oh, you're right. I've been drinking some alcohol. You know, the thing that is on every border or on every billboard around America because we just sell booze and don't say that it's a drug.
So should they
Yeah.
drink and drive as well?
Nope. Nobody should. Nobody should drink ever. Alcohol's terrible for you.
Well, if you guys in the
You're a
comments section have any
dipshit
questions or
fucking.
comments, drop some super chats.
You're a dipshit Trump supporter, and
Meth isn't
you
booze, but if you're
you
gonna keep ad hominem because you've lost this debate, I think it's kind of over at this point. I mean, there's no really
what
defending
what
open borders and letting criminals come into
what
this
debate?
country. There's no,
What debate?
most violent offenders that
What
get
debate?
arrested are
What
reoffenders.
debate?
So, huh?
No, that's not true. That's
Yes, it
absolutely
is. A
not
lot of
true.
people that do sexual
No,
crimes and stuff like that are reoffenders, and you're okay with that.
no, that's not. But I mean, you can say that because that makes you feel better. It's okay.
No, would you like me to pull up the statistics on open reoffenders, or are you just gonna say, "Oh, that doesn't matter"?
Are you talking about
Most criminals that go
re
to jail are reoffenders.
recidivism? Yes, because our criminal system is a failure. We don't treat criminals the correct way. We actually treat them worse and make them recidivize. Because not only after they get out of jail, after we've mistreated them, they don't have any fucking options because we just label them as felons and criminals. Like you
80% of
do,
people that are, arrested
because
are
they have
reoffenders within the first
no
5 years.
other option. Because people have no other option. Because once you commit a crime,
Oh, they don't have any other
then
options but to hurt women and children. That's hilarious. That is pathetic, and that is sad that you would say that.
you know what? I love hurting women and children. Yeah,
I
that
mean, you
that's
just
the
said they have
communist
no other
sense.
option but to reoffend, to do crimes more.
Because that's exactly what I said. I said that they recidivize, and that definitionally means that they are going to hurt women and children like a moron. You understand that?
Well, you just said they're gonna do it again. They have no other option.
That's not what I said. I said they recidivize. I said they went back to jail. That doesn't mean they hurt women and children again. What
A
that
lot of
means
them
is they
do.
committed a crime again.
Who debating next? Anyone that wants to. Join the Discord, guys. Discord's the link in the bio.
I had a fun time with this discussion, but yeah, I'm done. You have a
All right.
wonderful
Well, have a
evening.
nice night. I didn't know why you had to add
And
hominin when you lose. I'm like the only, MAGA person that doesn't, I'm like the only people that, we're like, MAGA is like the only people that can actually discuss politics without ad hominem. I could have like just roasted the fuck out of you, but I just didn't because, I don't need to insult
well,
when my
you
politics are already correct and yours aren't. There's no purpose
I
of
would
it.
I would I'll say this. I actually do
Why did
have a
you find
little
that
bit of
necessary? Was it because you were losing or you felt like you were cornered or why did you
which
find that
ad hominem.
necessary? Huh?
So okay, well, really fast before I even talk about that, what I did want to say was I actually did have some respect for you because you're one of the very few MAGA people that I have had discussions with that didn't run away and just hang up. So uh, honestly,
Well, I don't really
for
believe you
respect.
on that, but I will say a lot of political live
Mm,
streamers will hang up on you on the phone after 5 or 10 minutes. I can agree with that, but
dude, we've talked for about an hour at this point, and tip honestly, love respect, like straight up
well, if
love
it's love
respect.
and respect, if you're all about inclusivity, if you're all about all this bullshit, then why don't you show love and respect when you're talking to people? Instead, you call them dipshits and you speak with anger when you're getting proven wrong. There's no need to do that. If you corrected me about something or you proved me wrong about something, I'm not going to call you a dipshit because I'm losing the
Because I'm
argument.
allowed to. Because I'm allowed to.
But you agreed not to. You're not a man of your word. That is cowardly activity. You called me a coward, but you couldn't be a man of your word.
Well, okay. You're right. You are right. I did attack you a little bit, and I'll be honest, it was less than I normally would, but I apologize if that means anything.
I accept your apology, but I just hope in the future that you mean like you can grow up a little bit. Like you're in your 30s, you don't need to do that.
What do you mean by saying mean words?
I mean, you don't
I'm
need to
allowed to
like
say mean
you don't
words.
have to assault people. Like you don't have to call people names when you're having a debate with people. Like when you do that, people are automatically
I
going to
don't
think you're
have to,
losing.
but I can.
Yeah, but then
I don't
people are
have
going to
to, but
look
I
down
can.
on you and they're going to think that you're losing. You're not going to you don't prove a point by doing that. Do you realize that?
That's fine. I don't care.
So you're just doing out of it as an emotional reaction because you can't control your emotions as a grown ass man in your 30s. Is that what you're
No,
saying? Or why do
no.
you do
It's
it?
just
Because
truthfully,
I don't
I'm
find it
on.
necessary. I highly disagree with your political opinions, but I didn't find it necessary to call you any names to get my point across.
But I don't think you're capable of doing.
I could break you down. I could probably have you crying on this live stream, but I'm not that kind of
Do it.
hurtful, harmful human being. I don't really
I
find that
ask you.
necessary. Huh?
I ask you to do it now.
Well, I'm not going to, do that because I'm not going to stoop to your level. But it was
So,
nice
well,
talking to
okay.
you. I do have
Then,
respect
then,
for you
then
coming
I.
on here and showing your face and whatnot. I was not sure if you were going to come on here and talk to me.
Oh, thank you for having me on. And
I mean, I have no hard feelings about you, but just hopefully, like, when you talk to people in the future, you don't have to resort to, like, ad homing or calling
do
people
you
names
mind
and
if
whatnot.
I reach out again on another evening?
Sure, you can reach out again.
I mean, you don't know me anything, but um, just asking because I would like to have discussions, and I don't think we actually did. We just kind of just argued back and forth, and I don't think we got into any of the nitty gritty parts of the discussion.
What are the nitty gritty parts of the discussion? We were talking
Well,
about a lot. You were kept bringing up a lot of nonsense a lot of the time.
I mean,
Like
we
I was
could get
trying to
into
take it. I was
the
trying to stay on topic, and you're kind of going off topic a little bit.
because there's a lot of nuances that go into these topics. Like we could get into the fact that immigration, any and all immigration, both illegal and legal immigration, has a positive effect on American society.
How does it have a positive
On
effect with illegal immigration? People that are
they,
taking up money on the welfare
dude, you
system.
gotta let me finish, man. You have to let
Okay,
me
okay.
finish
Well,
a
you talk
sentence
very slowly, so please.
because I'm saying many things. So America has done these studies on it, and on immigration, both illegal and legal immigration, it is a positive effect on all except for high school dropout. Anybody above a high school dropout benefits from immigration, whether illegal or legal, because there are more people in the society buying things, needing more services, buying services, paying stuff. They pay taxes, they pay into Social
Well,
Security, even
you
though
know
they
who
don't.
pays 70% of the taxes?
I don't. If it's the billionaires, I'd love for you to tell me that we should respect the billionaires. Tell me
It's
that
not the billionaires. It's the people making above six figures a year. They pay 75% of the taxes.
they pay less taxes.
They pay the majority of the overall taxes.
They
All
pay
the money that comes
nominal.
into the system, 70%
They
of all the
pay
tax dollars is their money.
nominal. They do not pay percentage wise. Those are two different
Elon
things.
Musk paid more taxes percentage wise than people making
Not percentage wise.
19 grand a year last year.
Not percentage wise.
Yes,
Definitely
he
not
paid
percentage wise.
20% taxes.
Nope.
People in the lowest
No.
income brackets are only paying
Pay
10 and
17.
12%.
Nope. Nope. They pay
You're wrong.
17%. The lowest
He
tax bracket
paid
is
the most
17%.
taxes in history. He had to pay, he gets
Capital
his money from
gains is
capital gains
10 to 15.
taxes. He pays the highest percentage of capital
Yeah,
gains
capital gains.
taxes.
Capital
He
gains is
pays
capped at
20%.
15%.
That's what his taxes was, 20%.
10,
And people in
20%.
the lowest tax
You
brackets,
you
they pay
you know that
12%.
the labor tax bracket caps at 33%, right?
Labor tax bracket? What do you mean by that?
If you are making income through labored income, it's taxed differently than capital gains.
Yes, I know. That's called, a regular job.
No, yeah, labored income is taxed more than capital
But
gains.
not all of those are labor. And also, the highest tax bracket
Elon
is
Musk is
37%. So I don't know what you're babbling about.
okay, but that's the labor tax bracket. That's still not capital gains.
That's when you work for someone else, or you're.
No, capital
It's
gains
not
is
just
when your
labor.
money makes money.
Yes, I know.
Yes,
Like when
when
you
your
invest in the
money
stock
makes
market, I
money.
know what capital gains is.
It's
Do you
also
know
it's
what the
also
lowest federal tax rate is for people that are poor? 10%. Do you know what the highest capital gains tax rate is?
15.
No, 20%.
Oh God, it's off by 5. Damn.
So they pay double the percentage of capital gains than the poor people. Percentage wise, they pay
So
double.
you mean the people that have so much money that their money can make more than
Okay,
the
just
people that are
because
working.
they worked harder for their money, some of these people,
No, that
and
doesn't
yes,
mean
some
that.
of them inherited their money, doesn't mean that they should pay more in taxes because certain people don't want to work and they want to live off welfare.
I mean, literally, when this country was
Yes,
functioning
a
in the
lot of
1960s and
billionaires do
70s,
avoid taxes and whatnot, but
I was
I agree
talking
with you
about
there. I agree with you there. A lot
I
of
was talking
billionaires do not
about.
pay any taxes, but
I like
saying
how you
that
keep
Elon
interrupting.
Musk did not pay more percentage wise in his taxes compared to, a person in the lowest income bracket is,
He didn't.
undoubtedly
He didn't
wrong.
pay more. He didn't pay more.
I just explained it
He
to you
didn't.
how he did. How
He
does that
didn't
not
pay
make
more
sense to you? The
because there's
highest
still
tax
deductibles.
bracket for capital
Because there's
gains
still
taxes
deductibles.
is
There's still
20%.
deductibles. There's still deductibles.
What
You didn't
deductibles are there
account
for
for that
capital gains taxes?
for your overall tax bill. The overall tax bill. That's why he can absolutely do other
Here, let's
shit.
see what the exemptions are for capital gain taxes. And there's still exemptions for people that pay 10%. So what's your point?
No, there's just the base exemption. You can't itemize anymore.
You can
You haven't been able to
itemize each
itemize shit.
individual item. And if you guys want a new guest, drop a super chat. But here, I'll tell you about the
Yeah.
capital gains. I'm on the IRS's website. I mean, the only deductions I believe you can do is if you sell assets that are under capital gains for a loss. That's the only deductions
See,
you can do.
those are different than deductions. Those are reductions that you can put into capital gains loss. You used to be able to itemize your deductions prior to 2018. Those were removed in 2018.
What are you talking about? For people that have a W-2,
hmm Donald Trump
you can
did that.
still itemize every single item. It literally asks you on TurboTax
You
every single
can.
year. I filed
Oh
my
yeah, you
taxes the last
can.
five
Doesn't matter.
years. It says, would you like itemized deduction or would you like the standard deduction?
Well,
Those are the two. Those are the two options on TurboTax. Do you work, my guy? Like a genuine question.
sorry. Yeah, I'm an electrician.
But yeah, I can show you where it says, yeah, there is no you can't do any you can't itemize any deductions for capital gains. The only strategies you can do is sell assets at a loss, and that can be a deduction for your capital gains. Or you can
That's why the
donate. You can
steers.
donate. Or you can do real estate, but Elon Musk didn't do any real estate purchases, at least not that we know of publicly. Or there's only a couple. Here's what you can do:
You
donations
spend
or
money.
of appreciated assets, 1031 real estate, retirement accounts, selling in a for a loss. Buy a primary residence. Um, Capital gain loss. You can't do itemized deductions, I don't believe, for capital gains. At least I've never been able to do it. I'm going to ask, can you do itemized deductions? Listen, I'm not a tax attorney and neither are you, so we don't know everything about this.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Here, I'm going to ask you, can you do itemized deductions for capital gains? You cannot directly itemize to reduce capital gains, but you can still use itemized deductions to reduce your overall taxable income. So no, I mean when you file all your taxes together, your salary and whatnot,
But
you can use
but you
that.
can
You can do your
still
deductions on that.
but you can
You can
still do
itemize your
deductions.
taxable income, but not your capital gains.
But that's still your taxable income. You understand that, right? You
I'm
you
reading what it
you're
says.
right. You're right. You cannot necessarily reduce what your capital gains
Okay,
are.
actually, no. Here's what you can actually do. I was wrong about that. If you sell a stock and make $20,000 in capital gain, and you also have a 12,000 mortgage interest, $5,000 in property taxes, $3,000 in donations, you can itemize 20,000 in deductions. But you're not itemizing like 34 billion dollars in paid taxes. Like, what are you going to itemize for $34 billion in paid taxes like Elon Musk? So even if he
I mean,
itemized, a billion dollars,
wait.
he's still paying more
Don't.
taxes than them.
Yeah, he can easily itemize that because then he can just itemize, I don't know, Tesla losses. Like, what do you
You
mean?
can
Like,
only
literally,
itemize
what
what
you're,
you personally own and lost.
he's the owner.
He doesn't own 100% of Tesla. Is that hard to
Doesn't,
understand?
no, I understand that, but he also doesn't need to say that he owns 100% of Tesla. He could say that in the 50% of Tesla that he owns, he lost that amount of money. You understand that, right?
Sorry, what'd you say? I was reading something.
In the 50% of Tesla that he may own, or 25, I don't even know what he owns, he could claim that because it's all speculative, he could claim that he still lost that amount of money.
Okay, he paid 53% on his stock options in 2021. He paid 27% on reported income. And on wealth growth, it even said he paid some taxes on that. I don't know how the hell that works. But yeah, he paid
Okay.
53%
Okay,
taxes
but
on his
answer that
stock
question.
options. Hmm?
He can still claim that he's making losses on all of that. You know that, right?
Yeah, people have itemized deductions. They can also do the same exact thing.
Hmm. And they do. And we
So
want
what's
to
your
cut the
point that you're
IRS.
trying to make?
And we want to cut the IRS.
Hell yeah, we should cut them. It's in the Constitution, my guy. Do you believe in the Constitution or not?
Wait, the Constitution gives the state the right
Taxa
to
Well,
levy
maybe it's
taxes.
not in the Constitution. Taxation without representation.
It's
Isn't that
in
the
the
Constitution?
Constitution. No, no, that's
I
the
think that's the bill
Declaration of
of
Independence. No, what you're talking about is the Declaration of Independence.
yeah, the Declaration
That
of
is
Independence. Sorry.
separate. That has nothing to do with the fucking Constitution
I
nor
said
the Bill of
sorry.
Rights.
I made a mistake. Oopsies. You
I
made like
apologize
you're
on
corrected 3 or 4 times. You don't have to overreact. Like, control your emotions
the.
once again, please.
Don't do the performative shit. I
It's
say
not
mean words.
performative.
I'm a construction. It's performing. It is. I know what you're doing. I've been around,
What's
homie.
your tax rate? Someone said that's my tax rate.
What's your tax rate?
What's your tax rate? I'm asking the chat,
Hmm?
not you.
Oh, well, what's the chat tax rate?
Fuck Antifa. Some guy says he doesn't pay his taxes. All right, guys. Do we got any final questions or comments? I think we're gonna wrap it up here. I'll wait for you guys in the comments. Unless you want to keep going. I don't know why you're hit that
Uh,
like and subscribe button. If you guys have any final questions or comments, drop some super chats. If you want to be a guest, join in Discord.
I enjoy just being argumentative, and I really have enjoyed the conversation.
If you spent $1 a second, it takes 2 weeks to spend $1 million. 32 years to spend $1 billion. Musk has 460 billion. Tax billionaires out of existence. Well, who's gonna create all your jobs then? There wouldn't be a construction
Dude,
company for this guy to work at if the millionaires were taxed
wait,
out of existence.
Elon Musk did not create my job.
Well, I know, but I'm saying
No,
if millionaires or billionaires didn't exist,
no.
you wouldn't have a
Yes,
job.
I would have more jobs. I would
You
have
would
more
have no
jobs.
job because there would be no one to
I would
pay
have
you.
more jobs. Nope, I would have more
How would
jobs.
you have
I
more jobs when there's no one to pay you? A
Well,
poor
easy.
person can't pay your salary, can they?
Okay, can I answer?
Yeah, I'm waiting for an answer.
Sure, then let me answer. The more people that have more money to spend on the little things that they need done at their house means more jobs for me. I don't need somebody with $100 million. I need more people with $1,000 in their pocket. Because the more people with $1,000, the more people with $1,000 in their pocket have more opportunities for me because I can go in and I can install a fan and a couple of light switches for like
And who is
200
gonna
bucks.
pay their salary for them to get that $1,000?
They will because
They'll
they
pay
have
their
an
own
extra thousand
salary.
dollars. No, they'll pay my salary
So how will they pay your salary? Who will pay their salary to pay your salary?
because they have more money in their pocket.
How will they have more
I
money in
don't
their
need
pocket? You
I
just
don't
said
need
no mil.
richer people.
Hmm?
Yeah, I don't need yeah, I said I need more people with $1,000 in their pocket than more
Okay,
people
so
with
who's gonna pay their
a
salary if there's no
million dollars.
millionaires or billionaires?
The people that don't have $1 million in their pocket because they
So
shouldn't
someone
have a
that's
million
only
dollars
making
in their pocket.
$100,000 a year is gonna pay that guy $50,000 a year.
The company should, if they're working for a company that's producing that, yes, absolutely.
No, I don't think
I think
someone
that's
that's only making $100,000 a year can afford to pay
so.
someone $50,000 a year.
So can I ask you a very, very basic question?
Can I ask you a question first? Are the
Only if you
majority of people
promise.
hiring people
No,
rich or
no, 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 no,
poor?
no. That's irrelevant.
No, are people hiring people rich or are they poor? Just answer the
The
question.
people that are the people that are hiring people have money and need to hire people. It has nothing to
So they
do with
have
if they're
money,
rich or poor.
but you want
N-
to tax the people that have money out of existence. Is that your plan?
That's again, no,
Just if you
no,
have $1 million, you should be
dude.
taxed out of
Okay, okay.
existence.
Can I ask you a very basic question? And this will be the last one. And I promise I will actually step off and we'll end amicably. I really would like to ask you
Okay,
this
what's the
question.
question? I'm listening.
Okay. So you have two burger flippers. One burger flipper is producing $200 an hour. Another burger flipper is producing $1,000 an hour. Should both of them be paid the same?
No, which burger flipper does a better job? That person should be paid more because they're doing a better job and
Wait, that's
they're creating
I
more.
stated
They're
that.
probably creating
I
burgers
stated
faster and they're creating
I
better
stated that in my
burgers.
question. I stated that in my question. Did you listen to the question?
You said if there's one person flipping burgers for $200 an hour and there's another person flipping burgers for $1,000 an hour, should they both be paid
Producing,
equally?
producing, not being paid. I said producing.
Ask the question
One
again.
person, okay, one person is flipping, uh, sorry, you two burger flippers, one is flipping burgers and producing $200 an hour. Another burger flipper is producing $1,000 an hour. Should they be paid the same? You had the right answer, but I don't think you understood it.
Well, they don't have to be. I mean, the person that's producing more burgers should be paid more. They don't have to stay at the job. They can go flip burgers for themselves, or they can open their own business and flip burgers faster. But if they want to get hired at a job where they're paying all the employees the same, then you get a salary. So then everyone's paid equally. But if you can flip burgers faster, yes, you should be. If you can make more money for the company, yes, you should be paid more. So you should go work where somewhere else where they're going to pay you more money.
So you believe people should be paid by their production.
No, I should. I believe. Well, yes, but also by their overall value, not just for their production, for their overall
That's
value.
their production. That's their value.
Well, they have other values as well. Like, are they willing to leave that job and go find another job and take the risk?
No, that has nothing to do with value.
Yes, it does. That's a value. That's a
No,
trait. That's a
that
courage
that
and
has
being
that
brave and
actually
looking for better work is increasing your value.
that actually has nothing to do with value. That's a different
That's
thing.
socialism.
No,
Someone said.
what? No, that's not socialism. That's literally capitalism. We're
Yeah, that's what I'm
discussing right now
saying.
is
So
capitalism.
what do you think?
No,
What
what
is
we're
your answer?
discussing
What is
right
your
now.
response?
Yeah, yeah, the burger flipper, regardless of if they're just flipping burgers, the burger flipper flipping enough product to produce $1,000 an hour compared to the $200 an hour thing should be paid more. But
Yeah,
we
they
don't do
should
that.
be paid more. Do I
But we
think the
don't do that in
company should be
capitalism.
forced to pay them more? No. Do I believe they
Should they
should be
be
paid more?
forced?
Yes, they can be paid more. They just got to go work for another company.
But if no company is going to pay them more, why would they go to another company?
If no company is going to pay them more, then I guess they're not providing that much value. It can be other
But they
traits other
are.
than
But
bringing
wait, no,
money
no,
in,
no.
huh?
Definitionally, we've already determined that definitionally they are providing that larger economic
Because they're flipping
stimulus.
more burgers, or because, like, what
Hmm.
do you mean they're making more money? Okay, they're
Yeah, they're
flipping
flipping
burgers
more burgers.
faster.
Yeah, they're
First off,
flipping more
anyone
burgers.
can flip burgers faster.
Who
Second
cares?
off, if you're bringing
Again, I
more,
asked the question was a
yes, it's a
burger
long-winded
flipper.
answer. It's not a
You,
yes or no
you have a
question.
well, yeah, because you want to keep going back on the fact that, oh, they're just burger flippers. I don't care if they're burger flippers. I'm focusing on the fact that they're producing $1,000 an hour as compared to $200 an hour.
So your answer is because you're a
Now,
communist, right, or whatever. You believe they
no,
should be paid more
I want people to be paid for what they provide. I want to pay people what they produce.
Yeah, but first
If
off, you
they
work for someone
produce,
else. This isn't your own company, and you didn't take any of the
so
risk to
what?
start the company. And second off, if you
Neither
want to
did
be
they.
paid more, it's a free market
Neither did they.
economy. Go find another job. The better
Neither did
question,
they.
let me read the super chat, and then you can respond however you want. The better question would be: does Costco make the money bringing in people in because of $1.25 hot dogs, or because they sell in bulk? Because they sell in
I
bulk.
love the
This is
Costco
easy.
question. I love the Costco question. They first off have a legal, straight up, because they have a membership system. They have a legal, binding contract to not raise their prices, and they also provide what is known as a loss leader. There are multiple restaurants, companies, grocery stores that do this.
Yes, that's
Yes,
true.
Costco does $1.25 for a hot dog and a drink, and that is directly led by them being a cost leader. The reason they do that is to bring you in not to make money on the hot dog. They make money on the other stuff. They make money on the membership. They make money on the other stuff that you buy, not the hot dog. That has nothing to do with it.
So let's go
This
back
is
to
a
that thing about
completely
flipping
separate.
burgers.
No, 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 no. You can't do this where you bring up a
Well, everyone
completely,
knows about this already. They know why,
but
they sell
it's
items for cheaper and lose
completely
money on
it's
them to sell
completely
other
lost
stuff.
on it. No, you brought it up, man. You brought
No,
it
I'm
up
just reading a super
to
chat. Okay, what else do you
but
have to
you
say?
brought
What do
it
you want to
up.
talk about it?
No, I just want to point out the fact that you brought it up as a distraction to the rest of your audience.
No, I didn't bring a distraction. It's because someone donated $5 and
Okay,
I wanted to read their
then
question.
then give it a point. Are you going to argue on that, or are you going to be like,
No,
oh
I'm
fuck
not going to
that?
argue on it. We both agree on it. Everyone knows what you just said is true, but I don't know about the membership and if that's legal or not. I don't know any about the law stuff on that regard, but
Yeah, you can look at you. You've got Google in front of you. You've been doing
I
it
don't
all
really care
night.
about arguing about
You
freaking Costco memberships.
you can look up that Costco has a limited price index that they are linked to. They cannot raise what they're charging in the store on their customers because they're charging them a membership fee. It's a part
Okay,
of
we
that
agree
membership.
then. There's nothing to argue about. So
That
back to
is
the
a
burger thing.
completely
One
different discussion.
businessman has better marketing, better advertising. He flips burgers faster. He sells more burgers. He brings in $1,000 a month. Since he's the owner of his own
Is
burger
it the
shop, he makes
businessman?
a thousand
Is it the
dollars.
businessman or is it the burger flipper?
No, we're changing the we're changing. It's a burger flipper, but he
Is
owns
it?
his own business.
Oh, the burger flipper owns the business. That would be
Now
an
these are
entirely
two
different
burger flippers.
conversation.
They both own their own businesses.
Huh?
Okay, so one burger flipper's lazy. He doesn't really do any marketing. He just sells $200 a day. The other burger flipper is a hustler. He flips up burgers even
I love
quicker,
all marketing.
and he makes a
A
thousand
thousand.
dollars a day. There's your solution. They take 100% of the money. They have no employees. They just own a hot dog truck. And now they don't
Okay.
have to
What's the
work for another
question?
man. There you go. See how it works when you own your own business, you get paid your worth. You don't have to, but when you work for someone else, it's a
But
salary. And
that's
if you
not
think you
how
if you provide more value, if you provide more
you.
value, then you can either start your own business or you can go work for another company.
So do you think that like just some killer burger flipper is able to walk out of the diner that he's been working at for the last 10 years and just be like, I'm gonna open up my own burger shop, and then he just makes $1,000 a day? Is that what you think
I mean, this has quite
is
literally
happening?
happened before. I don't know what point you're trying to make.
No, no. Well, okay, yes. Has it happened? Probably.
This happens
Uh,
like multiple
will it
times, maybe
happen?
thousands of times every year in America.
Dude, I'm around In and Out. I'm around some of the best burger joints in the fucking world right now. I know what really good burger flippers are. No, it
I'm
doesn't
sorry, I don't
happen
consider
just.
In and Out a good burger place, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, you a Five Guys? Are you a
I mean,
Five
I
Guys
do
guy?
think Five Guys is better, but In and Out
You
is just
bitch.
dog shit.
Five Guys? Five Guys is better. Oh God, they're disgusting.
Yeah, Five Guys is better.
They're disgusting. They're disgusting.
How are they disgusting?
They overcook their fucking burgers. They bury everything in fries because, oh my
I love
God,
their
our burgers are
fries.
terrible.
No, the
No, their
burger's really
fries are
good.
terrible. And
Let me
like
know in the
the
comments, Five
only
Guys or In and Out.
the the only complaint that I've ever heard about In and Out is their French fries.
Their
And I
burgers
will
are
agree,
small, they're nasty, they're
their burgers are
tasteless.
delicious.
Their
You
burgers are
just have to get it up.
small.
Okay, you get a double double. How much more meat do you need, homie?
I mean, I don't know. It
I
seems
mean,
like a small ass burger still.
and
In and Out.
I'll be
Okay,
honest.
Brunel's in California. All right, I'll give you it. People are saying In and Out.
Yeah, of course they are because In and Out is fucking king. And
Well, some
the
people are
only
saying
issue
Five
is,
Guys, but
well, the only issue is In and Out's fries, if you don't know how to order them, are fucking garbage. And I will be the first one to say that. You have to order them light well, because you order them well done, they're just burnt to a crisp and nasty. But if you get them light well, they're actually cooked to the right temperature and Delicious. And if you just give them regular, they're floppy and like limp penises. They're disgusting. So I'll give you that. But Five Guys burgers? No, sorry, nope. I'll fight you on that one.
Five Guys burgers. What about Five Guys milkshakes versus In and Out milkshakes?
I don't drink either. I just drink water and Coke.
What a burger. What do you think about that?
You know what? I've never actually been. I've heard good things, but I've always heard just like shakes, and I don't do shakes.
Which is it, Burnell? Five Guys or In and Out?
Oh, Brunel, it's got to be fucking In and Out.
Okay, Five Guys is definitely overpriced. I won't lie there.
See, we can agree on certain things.
Who the hell is Nancy Jones? Shakes,
No
Five
worries.
Guys. Yeah, for sure. Five Guys has better milkshakes. Five Guys is crazy high priced. Well, to be fair, I think they use more quality ingredients.
No, they don't. All lies.
Burger chain in
My brother.
Oregon, Nancy Jones. Never heard about that before, but it's probably better than both of them. I can't put a poll, but if you guys have any questions, comments, anything you want to talk about, drop super chats. What's better product? Free peanuts. Yeah, Five Guys.
Oh, that's the only thing that Five Guys has is the free peanut, and peanuts are disgusting. So,
Jack in the Box sucks. Do you agree on that or no?
the breakfast Jack is delicious, but most of Jack in the Box is pretty garbage. See, I'm nuanced in all my answers.
Yeah, this guy says bad fries.
Oh, yes,
Whose
if you're
tacos are
doing the Jack,
good?
uh, honestly, Taco Bell tacos are fucking delicious.
I snuggle my Trump body pillow. It will take me wherever I go. Jack in the Box is better than In and Out. No, I'm sorry. In and Out is definitely
Oh,
better.
that's no, that person should be shot.
Egg rolls are good. Sometimes three for $1. At Taco Bell, I don't know. I never tried Taco Bell.
Wait, you never had Taco
I
Bell?
mean, I tried Taco Bell before, but I haven't eaten there in like 5 years, probably longer. I don't remember even.
Oh, okay, okay. I won't judge
Taco
you
Bell
then.
equals human meat and horse meat. I think we forgot Bojangles. I mean, I don't eat Bojangles. I never tried it before.
But Bojangles is still a thing?
Yeah, it's in the South though. It's like in Georgia and Tennessee and South and North Carolina.
Yeah, I lived in
White.
Florida for a little bit.
It's not in Florida, not that I've seen anymore. But White
I was gonna
Castle
say I
is
saw
disgusting.
Bojangles that was
No,
blue.
White Castle is amazing.
White Castle is disgusting.
No, White Castle is good.
No,
We had Cracker Barrel today, and it was
no.
great. It was packed. Was it the new woke Cracker Barrel, the anti-racist Cracker Barrel, or was it
Did
like
they
the
go
old
woke?
school Cracker Barrel?
Did, did your Cracker Barrel go woke?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Did it go
Bucky's
all white?
Bucky's sucks. White
Wait,
Castle is
I've been
horrible.
wait. I'm a Cali person, and I've been to Cracker Barrel, but I heard Bucky's was fucking king.
I mean, Bucky's hates truck drivers. They don't let people eat there, so I don't fuck with them.
Wait, really? They don't have like a? I thought they had like a restaurant
No, they
in
don't
some
let
of them.
people on 18 wheels go there. Any type of truck drivers. If you tell them you have a CDL license, they'll tell you to leave.
Seriously?
I guess that's what I heard.
Dude, I mean, I'd have to look that
Yeah,
up,
look,
but
there we go.
yeah,
There's a
fuck
trucker right down
them.
in the comments. He said we can't park there. Not
Wait,
only
which
can they
comments?
not park there, but if you just tell them you have a CDL license, they'll like tell you the fuck off.
That sounds A, illegal, and B, what?
We can't park at Bucky's.
Oh, that's gay.
I proposed to my
That's the worst
fiance
kind of
of
gay.
3 days at Cracker Barrel. Shortly after, I financed a Dodge Charger at 35% APR. Holy fuck.
That's why you're buying a Cracker Barrel. Okay, I do have an actual question. I've eaten in Cracker Barrel once. It was disgusting. What is the reason why anybody should ever eat there?
When did you eat at Cracker Barrel's? I didn't have anything that was disgusting.
This was probably back in like 2016, and I was in a very conservative. This was where a Cracker Barrel should be, and it was terrible. The cheese
What did
was
you eat?
disgusting. I had some of their cheese and crackers. Their chicken fried steak was overcooked and dry. Their potatoes were nasty. Um, it was just bad. Everything was just overcooked. Just like
That can
it
happen
looked like
anywhere, once or twice.
I love that answer. I love it. I love it.
Cracker Barrel is horrible. It has no flavor. It's like old people's food. That's a lie.
No, it is old people's food. I just
But it has gotten
there.
significantly worse year after year. I will agree with you there.
Okay, so then I'll say this because I am a huge uh anti-fan of their rebranding, and I thought it looked really terrible. But I will say it had nothing to do with going woke. Like it was just a Cracker Barrel going corporate, and I thought it was terrible. But it wasn't because it was going woke. Would you agree?
Well, yeah, it's also because it's just terrible rebranding. They put the cracker back in
No,
their
no, no.
logo.
Ooh, they've walked it back. I know that. And again, the point that I'm saying is the rebranding wasn't bad because it was woke. It
It
was
was bad
bad
because they
because it was
changed
bad.
it.
Yeah, it was bad because it was bad. It had nothing to do with
And it
going
was
woke.
bad because they said it was racist. So I guess it is bad because
Who
it's
said
woke.
that?
They said they rebranded it because the cracker was racist.
Nobody said that.
They said that's why they removed all the quote unquote slave shit out of there.
I didn't hear, and you've proven me wrong the rest of this evening. I didn't see anything that Cracker Barrel posted that it was racist. It
Well,
all
did you
just
see
seemed that it
that
was
they
like a
deleted
corporate
all
rebranding.
the southern stuff out of their store and made it all modern?
Yes, but I don't think that it had anything to do with it being Southern, because the only Southern part, again, would just be, and I've had this conversation with people, is if you're flying a Confederate flag. You can be Southern, by all means. Just don't fly a treasonous flag.
Down with the cracker. Any final questions or comments, you guys? Drop some super chats. I think I'm gonna go to bed soon. I've never eaten there. What would be the ideal
It's
location
disgusting.
for a
Don't
Cracker Barrel?
don't eat there.
Florida. Huh?
Don't eat there. Don't eat a Cracker Barrel. Go to In and
Eat
Out.
there if they change the rebrand. Just kidding.
They've already gone back. They're
The
doing
store
everything in
looks
Southern.
the same to me. No, they didn't change all their locations. I think it was just at a couple locations.
Well, no. So what they did was they changed a few of their locations on the inside, but the main thing was they changed their logo. The logo has since been changed back to the dude sitting on the stool with the barrel next to him. That is now um, been rebranded. They've gone back to that. If the whitewash stores are still whitewashed, that's because they were whitewashed, and that's a bit harder to change. Cracker Barrel sucks.
He was not a
They're just
slave
trying to
owner,
steal you.
not that I know of, at least.
I own slaves. Definitely did. Totally did. You can't prove me
No, I'm
differently.
talking about the guy from the Cracker Barrel.
Oh, I didn't. I thought that was what you were arguing, but I'm just being an asshole.
All right, guys, double tap that like button, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Unless we get some super chat comments or questions, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll give you guys a minute or two. The CEO was fired. Is that true?
Yes, she was fired.
Really?
Hmm. Yeah, she was fired. Good. Good riddance. That was a dumb fucking choice.
Yeah, nice try. Maybe if we were under Biden, that might have worked. Possibly. Hyenda? Yeah, I heard about that. We already covered that. That's days old. She
That was
cost the
yesterday.
company millions. I think hundreds of millions, maybe even $1 billion.
It's all speculation, but yes.
It's in stock market or losses, and like twenty five
Yeah,
percent down on the
speculation.
stock.
Mm, that's
But if
why I
you
said
guys have any
speculation.
final questions, comments, anything you want us to scream our lungs about, drop some super chats, drop some good questions, or I'm out of here.
Come
I'll
on,
give
yell
you
at
a
the
full minute.
communists.
Huh?
Come on, yell. I was edging on
Wait,
your
my
chat.
final question for you is: are you a communist?
Am I allowed to give a nuanced response, or do you want just a quick response?
Make it quick, but you can reply however you want.
I'm a economic socialist, but ultimately I'm an anarchist.
Well, if you're an
I would
anarchist, why
love.
don't you go live out in some anarchy place or you could live on the what are those people called?
Communes.
The Amish. You could live in a commune. Yeah, that too. But you could live with the Amish.
I've been around the Amish. They do not like me. I like metal, so they do not like metal music and do not like me. Um, it's all nuanced, man. Like I want the world to be better. I think we can do better. I don't think that we are there yet. But I don't
I know how we
believe
can do
that.
it, my guy. All we gotta do is let people in that are criminals, and just because they served their time, we can let them in, man.
I
That's how
love
we
that I
make the
was
world
trying
a
to
better
actually
place.
like,
That's how we
dude.
make the
I
world
was,
a better country.
but I wasn't even trying to say that. Like, I was actually trying to make a nuanced response, and instead, you just
Well, you did
decided to
say
just
it
interrupt
though,
me. An hour ago.
so you don't mean it anymore. Can you apologize to me then about
No,
it?
because it's a nuanced. Dude, can we have a conversation?
Sure, as long as you don't ad hominem me again and cry about it.
Okay, then I'm not gonna ad hominem you. Go ahead and get off the stream and let's have a conversation because you're
All
already
right.
doing that. And I would like to have, like, I would really like to have a conversation.
Criminal sanctuary. Does that sound like a good idea? Yes or no?
What does that mean?
That means we can let criminals into our country because they served their time, like you said.
Well, if they serve their time, then yes. If they haven't served their time, then no.
They want to know why you're naked.
I just don't have a shirt on, dude. It's August. It's hot as fuck. I don't have AC. It's just, yeah, it's hot as fuck. I
Or if you're
apologize.
running from the law. All right, guys, get to 100
No.
likes. We're only 4 likes away, and I'm gonna
Well,
call it a night. Huh?
if you think I'm running for the law, I'll say my full name right here, right now.
You don't need to do that. I don't want people
Oh,
looking you up. They might find you.
yeah, I'm like, I don't care. Um,
I mean, you
I'm
can do
like,
what you want.
yeah, it's well, no, it's. I'm more having a conversation with you. I'm not having a conversation with chat. So if you have an issue, I'll prove my truth. But no, dude, I'm actually here having a conversation.
Some someone said show the legs then, but you don't have to.
Uh,
I'm just trolling you a little bit.
they're sunburned as
He
fuck,
is
but
naked, guys. We knew it. Confirmed.
it's hot as fuck. It's August. Fuck you. September, whatever.
Well, peace out, guys. We'll talk. We'll talk in the Discord. Join the Discord, guys. Link in the bio. Last chance. Any final questions? Drop super chats, or hell, if someone wants to see me do 300 to 400 push-ups, drop a $20 super chat. Or how about 100 for 19.99? I'm in South Florida. It's 72 in my home. Hello. Peace out. All right, guys. Peace out. No final questions? Nobody? Live, but do some push-ups.
I go bike riding. I don't do push-ups.
You guys are very strange in the comment section, some of you. But yeah, I'll see you guys sometime soon. Peace out, everybody. Peace out. Have a good night. Bye bye. No, that's the final question. No.